Hello, Mr. Victor.
Hello, bro.
Good to have you once again.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the studio and to another episode of the Women's African Cup of Nations. This competition has been so exciting. Everybody's slugging it out because they are all gunning for the grand prize. And today we saw Ghana women go toe-to-toe with Mali women in an intense game. 1-1, one or draw. The points were shared between the two teams. What are your thoughts about the game?
Well, one will say that today, the Ghanaians did not really have their full interest in this game because of there's something happening in Ghana, and they are fighting. There's this news about an Igbo king. Guy, if you go to Twitter, you will know that that is the bone of contention right now than this game. But then it is also important to note that Ghana needed to win today's match after coming out from a defeat from their first game. They needed to show that they had what it takes to move to the quarterfinals of this competition. Good and fine. We saw the lineups. When you see that lineup, you begin to also wonder and ask questions that, is it that they came to defend against a Mali side? See, we need to understand this particular side called Ghana when it comes to women football. Are you guys aware that back in the days, when you're talking about women's football, you talk about Nigeria, you talk about Ghana, you talk about Cameroon, before any other side. But it's now looking like, well, unfortunately, as big as Cameroon couldn't make it in this competition. Then we have Ghana. And we know that Ghana are facing a whole lot of issues, right? When it comes to football. Yeah. Not that Nigeria, we are not facing we are facing but I think that for the women's side, we all know now, for the women's side, that Ghana is facing their issues. So that formation is something I am asking questions about to see why is it that they were not a more determined side to go and score goals. So having 5 defenders and a triangle of 3, that's triangles are 3, of having a triangle of 3 players, then 2 in front. But then one will also say that it benefited them because of how the first goal happened, a long ball. And one will also say that for the first time in this tournament, this is me seeing a taekwondo goal. Taekwondo goal in the sense that the lady carried her leg, that's Alice, very, very, very smart player, very good player, I must have to say that. Alice Kusi, played for Fenerbahce, 30 years old. And yes, and they were able to get in that goal. But then going forward, I, as usual, expected more. See, Ghana could have won this game as in convincingly. Because how can you have a match like this? You had 5 big chances. 5 big chances. And we were just only able to convert 1. We saw how the chances came in the first half, then continuing the second half. But then the Malians now got an opportunity and they were able to make it a 1-1. The game now dragged, tensions here and there. And sometimes you also wonder in the midfield how they couldn't click very well, coordinate very well at a time. As in, the cohesion was not there. It wasn't there. So, but then at the end of the day, it came out a 1-1 draw. I knew that, in as much as the Malian side will not be happy about that, but I think that the Ghanaians will be a lot sad, more sad than the Malians, because you now have a Tanzanian side to face, and you must win the game to now start pressing calculator to know whether you make it through the third place side. Although one will say goal difference might also still help them. But then they should note that in the next game, they just have to win it clean. One more thing. The Malian side too can also, one will not write them out. I know they have their issues, but if they can also be able to go and meet South Africa and win them well, convincingly, knowing that they've not over-considered goals, win them convincingly, then they can also take that slot. So this particular group, this particular match that we've watched today, it could go either way. Both teams can also go ahead to make it into the next round. Well, let's take it as it is. 1-0, like I said, but then I am not convinced with this Ghana side. One thing is getting into the quarterfinals. Another thing is, will you be able to keep pressing? But then let's also not forget, lastly, that there are some clubs out there or some football tournaments out there where you find out that some teams don't do so well in the group stage, but when they get into that knockout stage or more, it is blasting all the way. So yeah. I wish them well, and I hope they can come together, play better football in their next game, and let's see how the future will be for them.
Thank you very much for the spot-on analysis. It's great to see these teams, and hopefully we see what unfolds as more games are being played. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, hit that subscribe button, be with us, and then the notification bell. That's very important. Don't just subscribe and leave it like that. You have to hit the notification bell. Select all notifications so that you get notified anytime we post. You don't get to miss any of our content. That is a very important information. And to those of you that have been supporting us on this channel, that have been following us, that have been encouraging us, we see you all and we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Keep the flag flying. Keep doing what you're doing on a higher intensity. And don't forget to share our videos. Share it on all your social media handles and let people know about this channel so that they can subscribe to us and then enjoy the content that you are also enjoying. I still remain your host of Football Intel, Mr. Dominion Chooks. And of course, doing this beside me all the time, no other person than my top-notch African soccer analyst, Mr. Victor Siokwu. We both are saying bye for now and African football to the world.